One of the coolest moments of my life, and it says a lot, we were in Vegas, we were on the Strip, and we rented a Lamborghini URUS Perfermonte. We drove it through Red Rock and through Old Vegas, and on our departure day, I drove it back to the rental place, but I made sure to go down the Strip. And everyone looked, and I felt so cool, and my ego absolutely exploded. I really did feel like a douchebag. We're gonna look at this 2023 Lamborghini URUS Perfermonte. So we're gonna touch on some of the reasons why this URUS Perfermonte is 200 pounds lighter than the standard URUS, which if you really think about it, 200 pounds to trim off a car is pretty impressive. And a lot of it comes down to the carbon fiber. So coming down to the front, you have this carbon fiber valiance, you have all these air vents in this nice piano black, we have our fisheye camera, which I'm always a big fan of. But there's tons of carbon fiber that you don't see. So this whole hood is carbon fiber. You're also gonna have carbon fiber mirror caps. You're also gonna have carbon fiber wheel arches. So there is carbon fiber sprinkled all throughout. These are some of the biggest brake calipers I've ever seen in my life. They're actually bigger than my forearm. These are a massive 23-inch rim. And of course, this is a massive SUV. It needs stopping power, so we're gonna have carbon ceramic disc brakes. What they did really, really well, obviously, you would hope so, but it does look like a Lamborghini. And I know that sounds silly saying it, but when you take something like a Lamborghini and turn it into an SUV, it's a little like hit or miss, right? Like that's a really fine line that if you cross it, you want to make sure that you did well. The aesthetics of this vehicle are phenomenal. Now we have that daytime running light. We have the classic Lamborghini headlight. It is a fairly large SUV. However, it's not overly large. Like I don't think that I would be nervous backing this in anywhere. Again, you have carbon fiber up front there. I really like the play on the piano black. So there's tons of piano black inside. You have the encasing of the windows. You have your handles here, and it kind of wraps all the way around the back. Now you do have two spoilers that are also going to be carbon fiber, and we have a carbon fiber rear diffuser that is massive. And you have your quad exhaust system, which is going to be the Aquaprovic exhaust system. Is this real? No. So this isn't a real vent. I always like to test if they're real. This one doesn't go anywhere, but it is in the piano black and it looks super cool, right? And there's carbon fiber close by. So it's always interesting to me when manufacturers do that. This back end looks like a transformer. I do see a couple more vent looking pieces that don't really have any functionality, but the cool factor is 1010. Yes. So looking at the trunk, this is all Alcantara. This one does have, oh, there's some screws on here. Let's not lose those. So you have Alcantara back here. Obviously, these are always really important. I always said this when I sold cars, just get a floor liner, get a trunk liner. It's gonna save so much chaos from back there. You know, we can show you guys the trunks. It's what you expect. I'm not gonna talk it up or anything. But like a decent amount of storage for how big this SUV is. And of course, our power clothes. Trunks are boring. What are you gonna talk about? Inside. Okay, so throughout the vehicle, there's Alcantara everywhere. So it is on the dash, which I love because it's nice and anti-glare. It's on the roof, it's on our seats, it's on our steering wheels. There's carbon fiber trim throughout. We have the beautiful stitching. We're reminded it's a URUS, we're reminded it's a Perfermonte, and of course we have our Lamborghini emblem up here. I always found that really classy when I've seen a URUS Perfermonte or not. They have like the really bright lights in it. So when anybody like walks away from it, you just see the bull staring at you from so far away, and it's such a flex. If the car wasn't already a flex, like we'll just remind you of what it is. But I think those little things are what add to like the experience of ownership, if that makes sense. Like I would be super proud walking away. And you always know that you have a car that you like when you look back at it. And I know it's silly to say, but like it's true. And I have a 10-year-old Lexus and I still look back at it. So like, it's like, be proud of your cars. Like it's fine. Inside here with Lamborghini, they've always kind of explained that this is something that they go for. I think it's always very cool, but you have that like literally fighter jet experience here. Now, being that this is the Perfermonte, it's gonna have a full panel roof, which is exclusive to this model. Now, of course, we're gonna have our Bang & Olufsen surround sound, so pretty epic right there. It's very simple, but I love this steering wheel. It's nothing overly, it's not too fat, it's got Alcantara, it's got leather, it's got our stripe at 12, but it's also a flat bottom steering wheel. I'm obsessed with those. I always get excited when we see them in any car. Comfort-wise, it's a bit of a harder seat, but mind you, like the car, you know, it's somewhat worn in, but it is a little harder than I expected. It's got Alcantara, it's got leather throughout. It's very luxurious. It's a little dark in here because it's the darker Alcantara on the carbon fiber, but like not to complain about those things by any means. I like the touch screens. It is a fully digital instrument cluster. I think coming to this model, like that kind of plays into it properly. I was explaining in another review how I don't love fully digital tachometers, but it works for this one. Okay, so we love a floodlight. Always gonna point out how cool those are. I have them in my Lexus, and you're always gonna hear me talk about my Lexus because it's awesome. Overall, so this is a pretty powerful vehicle and it's pretty fast. So it's gonna go 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. So it's pretty fast. One thing is like, it's interesting. I was speaking with our videographer and I don't know that I know any men that own this car. I'm not saying that it's only women, but I actually see a lot more women in this. Now, are you the housewife that has the fancy car? Are you a hustler, maybe a realtor, whatever, you've earned it in your own regard. You always see like those shows on Netflix when they're selling cars and the girls with the beautiful wigs come out and they always have a URUS for some reason. So I don't know like how to feel about it as far as the culture behind the driver, but comment below if you guys own one, how long you've owned it. I'd be super curious to hear from an actual driver how they've enjoyed owning one of these because they're pretty badass. All around, I love it. It's a Lamborghini URUS Perfermonte. Like you can't say anything bad. There was one thing I want to talk about. So under the hood, we have a 4-liter twin turbo V8. So right away, it's always gonna show us that it is the V8. And it's gonna pump out 657 horsepower, which is pretty fast for an SUV this big. 627 pound-feet of torque, and its top speed is 190 miles per hour. So if you're looking to spoil your significant other or spoil yourself, this is available at MBL Leasing for just under $360,000. Nima has done a phenomenal review of this. We're gonna link it below. That goes way more in depth than I can go. He's a true professional. And if you are interested in purchasing something like this, make sure you reach out to them. And of course, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe ask for some cars that you maybe wanna see in the future. And maybe leave a comment below of some of the cars that you may be interested in seeing us do a review for, and we'll definitely try to make it happen.